Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Brownie.
What? It's the day after Thanksgiving, or the weekend after Thanksgiving. You know what that means?
Christmas.
This is the first time. Kara, what did we do? This is all because of Kara, not me.
Duh, it's me. Obviously, it's me. Poor Jeremy. He didn't even know. I went shopping, went to Michael's, picked up a Christmas tree, and I was like, oh, Jeremy, there's a tree for the studio in the back of the car. You're just lucky I didn't replace the table with a full-on Christmas tree.
Livid. I would have been livid for that
How
stuff.
many of you guys would have loved to have seen a full-on Christmas tree?
No, that is too big. That is ridiculous.
Nah, it's perfect.
So here's what's fun. Kara and Chris, or whoever, you guys both kind of hybrid came up with hanging all of our mistake tools as decorations.
Yep. And you gotta have candy canes.
Hey, David says, love the ornaments.
Yeah.
Gabe says, hello from all of us at the page.
Hello,
Hi, Gabe.
guys.
Brad says, it looks like a Charlie Brown tree.
It's from Michael's. It was half off. I mean, come on.
As you can see, we have an unreleased Gabe the Ewok has been replaced. But not, he's here. He's literally like here somewhere. But we did Yoda. We have a Yoda build that we just did tonight. We literally started tonight and wrapped up with
Can people even see him in there?
Yeah, he's peeking around in there.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, pretty fun. We'll have that coming out on Brickable pretty soon. So it's been a busy day today.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, Kara, you and I are going to go get our actual Christmas tree for our house.
Yep.
And then more exciting news. The doctor said that Kara could...
Literally go in to labor any day.
So,
Scary.
we'll keep our fingers crossed on that.
The Padawan will be arriving soon.
But since Brad is here, we're going to hold off on all Mandalorian conversation until towards the end of the podcast. Because I was like, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about this week of things that have happened, but I can't even go into them. So we're going to talk about Star Wars here in a little bit. We'll talk about our past week and just go from there and tell some funny stories. But yeah, the big thing was the mad rush before the podcast started tonight, getting everything set up and done. So Chris, we can talk about the set is going to change a little bit too. So we've got some exciting things planned for the set. Mm-hmm. Chris, you ordered them, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do...
We're going to be here on like Wednesday or something.
We're going to do new lighting all around the edges and like tucked in all over the place, so they have to see what we do. And we're going to put up some shelves to be able to display more things, like Gabe the Ewok.
Yep.
Brad says we can... so he says, I kind of know the big news, but you can signal and he can mute. So what's the hand signal for stop listening?
I don't know.
And then what's like the all clear?
I'm just kidding. No, this would be stop listening. And then, I don't know, all clear.
I guess I could just just type on Twitch. You can start listening again.
All right.
Oh, that's
true,
too.
true.
That's true.
But we'll hold off for a couple minutes.
Moon the camera. We got plenty of those shots already.
You should see during the Lego builds when I drop all the pieces, I swear I'm mooning the camera.
There was one Lego build. We were dropping pieces left. And what was it? Which build was that?
That was it was either Mos Eisley or the AT-AT.
It was Mos Eisley.
Guys, we messed up. What we should have did the tree out of was we should have turned the Star Destroyer vertical.
Oh
my gosh.
And then mounted it that way.
That'd
and then
been pretty
decorated
cool. I accidentally
it.
knocked one of the engines off.
I know, and I couldn't get it back on. I tried to put it on the other day, and I couldn't get it back on.
I don't know.
Because
I
the
like
whole
my
thing
Christmas
rocks.
tree.
I can't see you anymore. It's like, are you over there?
Well, okay, when the Star Destroyer was there, we couldn't see each other either.
Well, I can see your eyes, which is the best part.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you guys don't get to see that stuff.
Boo.
Although I was throwing a lot of shade at Kara during the Lego build. I think she was getting
I was going to punch him.
mad.
I was eating a candy cane during the Lego build, and I turned it into a shank, and I threatened to shank him with it.
I want to get shanked by a candy cane.
Okay, how many have actually turned their candy cane to a sharp, pointy end? I don't think anybody can say they haven't. It's just something you do.
It's what prepares us for prison in the holiday times.
Chris, I think Kara likes candy canes as much as you like candy corn.
I love candy canes.
She loves candy canes. I have been given them. You go to see Santa at the mall. I mean, I guess if you're going to have a candy cane, the little ones they give you are fine. But I've never seen anybody actually consume a full candy cane except for Kara.
I like candy canes.
They always go out for decorations. And then...
Well, I didn't get to go see Santa like some people, so I
You never went and saw Santa?
No.
Really?
Truly.
What?
So I didn't get candy canes like some kids did, apparently.
You know the little ones that you get? You know, they come in the plastic wrapping and then... Oh, man.
I don't know. I love candy
You guys
canes.
did skip one feature on the tree.
Oh, the best feature. So if you go over... Actually, that video is not even out yet. We finally built the Droid Builder set from like 18 months ago.
Yeah, like
It's been
you
like a
had
year
that
and a
like
half.
at the beginning of us starting to do Lego builds.
I have to take it back. So in the Lego review, my problem is you get 3 droids. You get a Gonk droid, who is actually hilarious. His color is
Yeah.
wrong, but he's the funniest one. You get a mouse droid, and you get R2-D2. But they only give you an engine for one of the droids. Here's the stupid thing. One of the other 2 droids, the Gonk and the mouse droid, can stand up on their own. R2-D2 cannot be displayed on his own because his middle leg is the engine. But funny enough, we were looking for a topper for the tree, and so we just pulled the engine out of R2, and he fits on there perfectly. So that is the Lego R2. His head actually moves, like it moves, and that's all remote controlled. He tilts his legs back, it drives around, but we don't have any of that capability because there's no engine in there right now.
Yeah.
So Chris thought it would be cool if we could wire it up so the head still moves while he's sitting on the tree.
There's got to be
beeps
a way
and
we can
moves.
splice something in there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Brad says, Kara's kid stories make me so sad, but this kid is going to be spoiled.
Yeah, this kid, I mean,
You
yeah.
can see
he's gonna
3
be-
Santas.
Seriously.
Right.
All the Santas.
So we were just watching holiday movies and stuff and getting ready. So we watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But on Disney Plus, there's also America's Funniest Home Videos. I had no idea, and they have special Christmas ones. And there's one that the Santa was on the roof, and they're like, "Kids, look outside!" And the Santa fell off the roof and like landed on the ground on the window. And first I thought it was fake. Like I thought it was a fake Santa. It looked like that's how much motion blur and stuff there was as he was falling. But the dad runs over with the over-the-shoulder VCR recorder and like points it down the window. And there's the
guy
the
gets
guy
up
just,
and he's like,
"Hey!" But he just fell 2 stories off the roof. But there's a bunch with Christmas trees falling over and things starting on fire.
kids
and
crying because Santa's there.
America's Funniest Home Videos was YouTube before YouTube existed.
Absolutely. It's a compilation videos.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to decide on if the host does it for me or not. Like some of his jokes are like they're funny and they do make the
is
videos
this
a little better.
Tom Bergeron era?
It's Bergeron, yeah.
Like, I like the Bob Saget era, but Bergeron's done it for longer.
I told Kara, I was like, when I grew up, it was Bob Saget was the host of America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yep.
That even feels, maybe it probably wasn't. That had to be after Full House, huh?
It was the same time as Full
It was
House.
the same time?
Yeah.
So he was doing that and America's Funniest Home Videos.
It's probably not that hard to host America's Funniest Home Videos.
Probably not.
It's like, now we've got a group of people getting hit in the nuts by a rake. Look out. And then you sit there for 12 minutes with a bunch of rake nut videos.
Well, that's what's funny is they had the compilation for the trees falling over. But it definitely, Christmas is here. And now, I mean, when Kara met me, I was kind of a Christmas Grinch. I never really got excited for Christmas.
And then he got a Santa's elf. Very
then-
tall Santa's elf.
But now that our son is probably going to be born around this time frame, now I've got something to look forward to. Like now I'm looking forward to that. And, you know,
Yes.
it'll make this time of year exciting because it'll be
I love Christmas.
His
I don't know
birthday.
how I ended up with such a Scrooge, but I love Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is pretty awesome.
Why don't you like it?
just friends.
Yeah, I hate Friends.
Like the gifts, right? So first you got to get somebody a gift and then they get you a gift. It's like I am Sheldon when it comes to that stuff. It's like just don't get me a gift. And that's what warms my heart about the episode where Penny got him
I mean, I can take back the Pro Controller if you want me to.
Leonard Nimoy's autograph, like, and then he comes out with all the presents. That is a better, like, that's how Christmas should be, but no, you can't always get, like, knockout gifts and everything, and Kara's buying gifts in July. She's like, oh, this will be perfect for so-and-so. And then it goes and sits on the shelf around the house, and then we have to find it come Christmas time, and then half the time we can't find it, then we got to go buy more presents because we can't find the ones we already bought, and it's a nightmare. It's a total nightmare, not worth it.
I know what I'm getting you this year.
What? What are you getting me?
I'm not telling you.
A flamethrower.
A whittling
Yep.
axe, because we've been watching Vikings.
Vikings.
So, Brad says, spoiler. When is the appropriate age to spoil that Santa isn't real?
12. Is that probably
think-
too late?
Too
early?
I was
Too
like
late?
maybe around 10, 11, 12 when I was like, Santa's not real.
The Tom Bergeron cracked one of those jokes. He said that like the time that Santa is in your life, it's the perfect time that you can blame your child's unhappiness on somebody else. Like you can just shift it. Like, well, if you would have been better this year, Santa would have got you better gifts. You know.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're definitely go along with Santa.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm going to go along with Santa.
Easter Bunny?
Oh, heck yeah.
Tooth Fairy?
Please, I'm a dental hygienist. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if you want to spread false teeth rumors.
You know what? My mom and dad always told me that if your tooth had a cavity in it when it fell out, it was going to make the tooth fairy's roads. But if it was a nice, pearly, clean tooth, it would make her castle.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
I have never heard that.
I think that your parents are just brewing up some crazy headcanon.
Okay, seriously though. Okay, if you're going to make a castle out of teeth, are you going to want teeth with cavities in it?
No, you're going to want gold teeth.
Yeah.
So you want gold teeth?
Yep.
Am I right?
Okay, but what child has gold teeth?
Well,
Oh, yeah, that is fair.
well, they need some grills. What do we got for comments, Chris?
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
gosh.
so yeah, Santa, of course, obviously is real.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Duh.
he is. And he
There's
will.
a faction of people out there that are trying to be Santa Claus deniers, but just don't pay attention to them.
Yeah, ignore them.
They're in the same group as flat earthers.
Yep, exactly.
They're grumpy
Well,
old
so
men.
I think one of the proofs that they use for flat Earth is Santa Claus can't fly around the world if it's not a globe.
Oh, jeez. I saw some more. Any other fun comments? I saw some more fun ones.
No, that's it. Just basically
Okay,
covering our butts.
so I want to get back to this tooth fairy thing. So,
Oh yeah, so step 1A. Even if I was a tooth fairy, I'm not building my house out of teeth. I'm building my house out of.
So what should
Not
you do with the
teeth.
teeth then?
I'm selling them to people to harvest them for making marshmallows.
no, I always just thought
You
like,
get the pectin out of them or whatever.
yeah, I
Yeah.
always, Chris, assumed she was a middleman.
You realize
People just went to her for teeth.
teeth aren't bone, right?
What are they? Ivory?
It's enamel, dentin, and cementum.
Well, that's not fun.
Things
That could be a
bone
song.
is not made out of.
Enamel and dentum and cementum.
Cementum is the root. Dentin is the core. Like, there's the pulp, the dentin, and then the enamel
my
of
teeth are
the
pulp
tooth and
free.
the crown.
Yeah, for my
It's just all root canals.
They're just hollow, just rattling around in my face.
I just think it's interesting that it's either roads or castles, and that.
Well, yeah, that makes you think
Yeah,
you
who's
gotta
building?
take care
What are
of
you
your
building a
teeth.
lube shop out of?
Well, here's the thing. I suspected.
So, if there's a castle, usually it means that you're ruling over some sort of land, right?
That's true.
So it's like there's probably going to be modes of transportation. You got a blacksmith. You got whatever. Are you building 100% of your kingdom's infrastructure out of teeth? That just seems like irresponsible in case there's like a tooth shortage or.
What
Okay,
if
is
it starts acid raining
Exactly.
and all the teeth get cavities and you're
Oh,
getting.
that's why the fire hydrants are just fluoride hydrants.
Exactly.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're talking about losing teeth. You lose teeth when you're little, and you lose teeth when you're old.
Tying in with that, Brad said the tooth fairy obviously takes teeth to make dentures for old people. It's the circle of life.
See, that's what I
Can you
thought.
imagine though, a little kids too, and then an old person's denture?
So I mean, I always assumed the tooth fairy was like my dad. They sold me on the tooth fairy because I would put the tooth under the pillow,
Yep.
and there would be money there the next day for like 50 cents or $1 or whatever. But
Oh man, Captain Rich over
Ah,
here.
Seriously, I get like a quarter.
Yeah.
Kids nowadays get like $10-$20 for a tooth.
so
Dang.
Yeah.
so I suspected like there could be something up with it, but I remembered I was like I will stay awake. But my parents never woke me up slipping the money. I mean, the tooth fairy never woke me up slipping the money underneath the pillow.
So my
Ever.
cutest interaction with anybody was I was doing the inflatable 5K. And do you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You dressed up as a tooth fairy.
I dressed up as a tooth fairy, and I'm running along, and this little kid, he's running with his mom, and he's like, "Are you the tooth fairy?" Like, this little kid, straight up, the entire run, thought I was a tooth fairy. So I just hung out with him and his mom, and we talked and stuff like that. And he was so cute, thinking I was a tooth fairy. I was like, I love you.
That is
Cutest little kid. I'm sorry. I don't know. Just, yeah.
I love kids. Like, I'm excited. They believe anything. They will believe anything. It's so funny.
Okay, you're getting money from the tooth fairy, and then the Easter Bunny and Santa bring you gifts.
What a time to be alive.
Seriously. Seriously.
I don't know. I just got bombarded with a bunch of text messages unrelated to what we're doing, and I accidentally left that in Kara's close up for like the whole time you guys
Yeah,
were
it's
just
okay.
talking.
That's fine.
I was like, oh, keep talking, Kara. Say things.
I don't know that the Easter Bunny was a big deal for us.
I mean, he just representation of the holiday, I suppose, right? But
I remember being mad because sometimes Easter would land around my birthday, which is really frustrating for me.
Yeah, Memorial Day is
Well, that's the dumb thing.
half the time on my birthday.
Easter, it's been on my younger brother's birthday, which is March 29th. And it's been my dad's birthday, which is April 24th.
Yeah.
And it's like all over the place. And
Yeah,
it
I'm on the
depends
18th.
it depends on the Jewish holiday Passover.
Yeah.
That's, when
That's
Easter
where
lands.
people are picking people for gym class and they pass over Jeremy. Sorry.
Funny comment.
No, I just get a kick out of my own jokes sometimes. I think I'm way more clever than I actually am. And just the idea of the Passover is actually about Jeremy getting picked last in gym class is hilarious to me.
But no, without not like nonstop fail, I did always enjoy going down. I would go down to my grandma and grandpa's house, and they would, without fail, always hide eggs. Always was an Easter egg hunt, and it was plastic eggs.
Sometimes they would be cooked, sometimes they would not be.
with the toys inside or whatever, and
Those eggs, okay, rant time. Those freaking plastic eggs that you put stuff into, there's two versions of them. There's the version that will never, ever, ever stay closed. Even like the slightest breeze will blow them open, and it's impossible to store anything in them. Or they're so tightly bonded together that you basically need to explode the egg in your fist to get anything out of it.
Yeah, when you go
Can
to
there not be a middle ground where this egg just functions properly? I'm having PTSD to my childhood thinking about this right now. I didn't think about these freaking eggs for 25 years until you brought them up, and now I'm so freaking mad about them because they're terrible.
But yeah, well, and then when you do bust the tight ones open, like your prize goes flying because like on the force you need to use to separate it.
And you'll never get it closed again.
Nope.
Ever.
No, because you've got to squish it just the right way where you can get like 3 of the 4 sides to go in, even though it's a circle.
And then like the one will just like scoop in.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so angry right now. But the pastel peanut M&Ms are always a joy.
Man.
The robin eggs.
The robin, so the Cadbury made robin eggs. They're like the little candy ones. With
Yeah.
Yep.
those are the best.
Yep, that's the money right there.
Those are the best.
For me, guys, it's Peeps.
I
love Peeps.
You're a peep.
Nice.
You're a standalone here when it comes to Peeps.
Not Peeps.
I like putting them in the microwave. Brad said to Kara say April 29th. I think he said the 24th.
My mom is April 29th.
David A says his birthday is April 24th.
No way.
Hey.
Then James says, I think you could have a close about Kara all the time, and Jeremy could be off camera like Brown.
It'd be so much easier from back there.
Hey,
not running everything.
This is the
like,
hard job.
No, running everything, but just not being on. It's like, first off, I can't wear my hat because it covers my eyeballs, and then the lights were reflecting in my glasses, so we had to redo all of the lighting to deal with that, and just easier if we keep the camera on.
If you got LASIK and a toupee, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Here's what we do. We just get Jeremy. We'll do the Wilson thing. We'll build Jeremy a little fence up to here.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get him a bucket hat, but then there'll be a light right on the inside of the fence that lights up underneath the bucket hat for you.
Well, you're telling spooky stories.
Yeah.
Brad says his birthday is the 29th, so it's just like your mom. Yikes, he says.
Wow, a lot of 29 April birthdays.
Yeah.
Gabe says, what do we miss? We're taking Christmas pictures in the Division 2 on PC. I went on a rant about how crappy plastic Easter eggs are. We were talking about, like, just very briefly the different types of, like, Easter-specific candy. I know a lot of people like the seasonal Reese's and, like, the Easter egg Reese's are, like, people's, like, that's the ideal proportion, blah, 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 blah. I'll eat them, but the classic Reese's Cup is still the best.
I agree.
But, like, the Easter egg ones, like, this is what I like about the Easter egg ones. By the end of April or beginning of May, you can get them for, like, 50 cents.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally.
It's true.
Well, so you're talking about buying candy. I was at the gas station the other day, and I love Reese's Sticks, Reese's Fast Breaks. Anything Reese's is good. I mean, you can't beat a classic peanut butter cup, but I love to mix it up.
The crispy crunchy
Reese's
ones.
Pieces.
Oh, they're so good. So they had all this
day.
candy on sale, and it was 99 cents, 99 cents, 99 cents, 99 cents. And then they had Reese Sticks, and I was like, sweet. So I bought a pack of Reese Sticks. No, it was like $2 because it wasn't on sale, but it was with
They tricked you. It was just in the vicinity.
Oh, it got me. Totally got me. But
Poor dear bear.
James says April 10th. There's a lot of April birthdays.
Wow.
Seriously. And your mom and sister are in April.
yep,
Yeah,
my
14th.
sister's
My
April
best
1st
friend
and
is in
14th,
April.
Yeah. Wow, apparently April is very
What's
popular.
9 months before April?
Well, you can go forward 3 months.
So July. We're all 4th of July babies.
I guess so.
I guess everybody's just
The rocket's red glare, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh, Chris.
Anyways, badoom.
We are family friendly, I swear.
Nobody knows what that means.
No, they don't. They don't. No, they don't, Kara. Anybody that we're worried about needing to know what that means, they know what it means. And
Well,
people
it's like
don't.
watching Disney movies and having no idea what some of the jokes mean, then becoming an adult and you're like, oh, like that.
That's when you know you've grown up.
Yep.
Yep.
You get the joke.
Gabe says his birthday just passed, so
Oh, Gabe.
Yeah, when was your
Happy
birthday?
vicinity of your birthday.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear when his birthday
I
is.
know, seriously.
We could have brought a birthday hat on the Ewok.
We need to start writing down these birthdays, guys. David A. was the 24th, right?
Yep.
April 24th. Brad's is April 29th.
Yep. James is April 10th.
Okay.
Man.
Need to write these down so we can do shout-outs, guys, and their birthdays.
Our podcast is going to be the birthday shout out
Seriously.
podcast.
Woo! That's all right.
Do you remember did you guys ever participate in the PBS Kids Club?
Mm-mm.
That was like the thing for me growing. Oh man, they did some awesome stuff. So if it was your birthday, at the end of each PBS, they would do like the local cut-in thing or whatever. It's like, and here's people who are celebrating their birthday today and the PBS Kids Club, and they would just say the list of names of whose birthday it was.
Huh.
And
Did you
we
get
did
your
it
name
for
on there?
several years. Yeah, it was
Really?
awesome. And I remember I had a friend growing up. I was like 7 or 8 years old. So you know where my parents' house is, right?
Yep.
So then if you're going towards Prospect, you know how it's sort of like jags down a little bit. You know
Yep.
where Mike Kramer
Yep.
lived? So going around like towards his house on the corner of that, I was friends with, I want to say his name was Wesley. He moved away. We only lived there for a couple of years, but we used to hang out all the time, and we had the exact same birthday.
Oh.
So I remember we did some stuff for my birthday. It was pretty low key at my house, and then we went over to his house, and we both had 2 birthday parties basically.
Oh, fun.
And it was so freaking awesome.
That's awesome. Were you on PBS Kids at that time too? Together?
Yeah, and we both were too. So
What's funny that Chris and I, when my downtime, I've started playing old episodes of The Simpsons, and there's the one where Bart gets his name on the TV, but it flies by at like 50 miles an hour.
My favorite thing to do is to pause and go frame by frame and read all the names on there.
Is there a bunch of funny ones?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, Bart's name is on there. Here's the amount of detail that goes into his eyes. Actually track his name going up from the bottom to the top of the
cool.
screen. So it's literally like 3 frames. It's like Bart Simpson, whatever. But you see, like he's like, it's like there it is.
It's just funny to me because that's like what it was like, you know.
Yeah, and it's just publicly funded or whatever. So it's like you're paying a little bit of money to help support a good cause,
Right?
But then you also get something that makes you, and you get some sort of swag with it too, like a birthday card and something else.
That's super cool.
So
That's super cool.
Ashley says, "I love the PBS Kids Club."
Oh, is it still going on?
If it still exists, I think that's like definitely worth doing something with.
Is there an age limit? Can I get my name on there?
You can do whatever you want.
So the other thing I want to do is sign up for the Dolly Parton book club.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. She is the coolest person ever.
Dolly Parton?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just read a comment the other day and it said we don't need a president. We just need to send all the tax dollars to Dolly Parton and let her do with it as she sees
Seriously.
fit. Let her run the
Seriously.
show because she's just a wholesome lady.
She is. I like her. I don't know.
Jolene's got nothing on her, even though Jolene's a little kid. And
I mean, that's true. Jolene was based off of her seeing a little redhead girl.
makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right,
What a crazy path we just wound around at the beginning of this episode.
so we're gonna wait to talk about
Ooh, we're
Mando
dropping a
yet.
little bit of frames right here.
no
Nothing too terrible, but sorry if it's coming through a little bit choppy, guys.
a little bit chopper. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
The best
Lord.
droid in the galaxy, but
The best. You think Chopper's the best?
well, he's good,
I mean, there's BD1.
Who's
you
on the
got
top of the
R2,
tree?
BB-8.
right? Yeah, who's on the top of the tree?
I like how it's like R2D2, R2D2, BB-8, BB-8. Like we got like
And C-3PO.
yeah, like
With his little trick-or-treat.
I love
look
watching
at those
his
moves. It's hilarious looking at him.
And that was a card. She said it was a card somebody sent us in the
aunt and
mail.
uncle out in Colorado.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. So we have the giant R2 on the wall, and then we have the R2 tree topper.
From this perspective, C-3PO and R2D2 are about the right size.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, C-3PO and the R2-D2 tree topper.
Did they look like they're like standing next to each other?
Yeah,
on the
their
same
feet are like
plane?
absolutely like lined up.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Solid. That was not planned. I mean,
Yeah.
it was planned.
Wink, wink. Look at all the orange tools, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh,
Jeremy's used every single one of them.
You are so funny. I was gonna drill into him, but Chris is like, no, gaff tape
Like
only.
collector's items.
There. Oh man.
Here's what we do. If Brickable ever becomes a huge thing,
We give
Jeremy
these away
signs one
and sends them out
and
to people.
sends them out to people. Because I mean, we all know Jeremy's the only one to use it.
Exclusively touched by Jeremy. We were really dumping some frames right now.
Are we?
No.
Why?
We really need good internet.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the chat.
Hello, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
I'm gonna reply to that on here. Just
Let everybody know we're dropping frames. Unfortunately. Too bad you can't switch live, Chris.
I can't hot swap.
Yep. No hot swapping. We'll give the frames a couple of seconds. We need a hold screen.
We have a hold screen.
Well,
I mean, we're experiencing technical difficulties.
This is a good opportunity to go check out our Patreon. That
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
really
That we haven't
exist.
done anything to.
Yep, that doesn't exist.
What? We need to do something with that.
All right, then we'll just hit the general thing. Stream. Oh yes, happy geeky holidays from the Ghostbusters North crew. You guys were awesome in the parade, by the way.
You guys. I saw your posts and everything.
You guys killed it. It was awesome.
Chris, my phone might be on the Wi-Fi, but it's out in the hallway.
Okay.
Should I go shut it off?
Yeah.
Kara's probably on the Wi-Fi too.
No, I'm not. I never got a password from you guys. I just like wasting our data. Are we still dropping frame rate?
Yeah. It's not. We're connected to about as half speed is what we need to be. So we're probably coming through kind of choppy.
Brody.
Do we have a PO box?
We do not.
We don't.
We do not.
How much does it cost to have a P.O. box?
We'll just have all of our mail forwarded to Gabe.
Yet. Yeah.
And then Gabe can bring it to us.
Yeah. Fly up twice a year.
Bring us all of our mail. Or send it off to Brad.
Or, I mean, in the middle of winter, we can come down or go down and see Abe. I mean, one of my friends actually was just down to Puerto Rico with her boyfriend, and she got engaged.
Really?
Oh,
Yep,
nice.
he's from Puerto Rico.
All right, Chris, what's our frame rate looking like? Good?
Terrible.
Terrible.
But we're okay. Adam says now's a good time to talk about Patreon boost for Wi-Fi costs.
Yeah, I know. That's been the joke, is that if we get Patreon, it's just going to go to cover a reliable internet connection down there.
Seriously.
And Land Operation Forces also said time to set up that Patreon.
I know.
We're pricing out some swag.
We are. Chris has literally been working on it.
Really?
Yeah, hats.
So like hats are kind of annoying because like the first one always costs like $90 and you can't really order in amounts fewer than like 12.
So
But then
we
like
had
the
to
more you
buy
order,
bulk.
the cheaper they get. So
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
if you buy, but like so it's like 12 hats at like $18. It doesn't sound that expensive until it's like $390, please, and you're like, ooh, gosh, that's a lot for a dozen hats.
Right.
You know, and then like I found a place in the link that or the screenshot maybe that I
Yeah,
showed you.
You sent me a screenshot, yeah.
I did a bunch of research and they're highly recommended by a lot of places. I didn't realize how far screen printing technology has come in terms of stuff because like I'm used to like the iron-on really garbage style
Right,
whatever, but like,
right.
not like the ink sublimation stuff that they do now. Apparently is like really robust, so it's like there's some options out there. And they're one of the few places I can find that actually does like extended sizes beyond 2XL.
Oh, nice.
That's one of the things that always drives me crazy. Is like I'm a bigger dude and I can
Right.
never buy swag from anywhere because
Right.
it stops at large or extra large.
So we can even get shirts and stuff, right?
What's that?
We can get shirts stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to decide whether or not, like, 'cause some people will say it's like, oh, I want to buy that, the older the manta ray, the bigger the bumps or whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
when people actually buy that shirt, because it's like
I'll wear it.
the startup cost on those things. Like again, it's like
People like grapes.
yeah.
That's a shirt.
If you do
Not our shirt.
one, it costs $1 billion. If you
Right.
do like 1,000, they cost like $3 a piece.
Right. Well,
Right.
pins are the same way. I looked at little pins.
Yeah, pins, patches, and stickers for sure, guys, are things that we're looking at doing. We finally, after about a year, got our logo to a place where we actually really like
Love it. Yeah.
And I
I love
actually
it.
just recently did a redesign on our just image only logo, the flying wing microphone thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy where that is too. It looks less like a face now. So both of those things. There's a couple other stylized versions of the logo that I've been messing with that are pretty cool. So
nice.
So then obviously I already have all the PNG cutouts of you guys for doing like the thumbnails for things. So you just have random things like Jeremy screaming.
Who doesn't want that on a t-shirt?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, or like I said, or like a sticker or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I like putting stickers on stuff.
No,
who
it's fun.
doesn't?
Absolutely.
So-
I have so in my old garage, the like chemical cabinet that I had is where I put all my oil and coolant and everything. I kept it all
Yep.
separated. I just decorated that because every time you order a car part, it comes with a sticker.
Yeah,
So
you get a Moog sticker.
Yeah, I loved
yeah.
that thing. I had tons of stickers on it. And then I have a cabinet in my basement, a metal cabinet. I just slap them onto stuff, but they're really fun. We have a bunch of Star Wars stickers, so many.
Yeah.
I have a clipboard from when I worked at PJ's that I would cut out like funny like sentences from newspapers and like stick it to, so not quite like a sticker, but
Right.
just covered stuff like Lee deserved a new trial because I've worked with somebody named Lee and I thought
Right.
it was funny.
This is specifically for you, Brad. As of right now, our tickets have been officially transferred from Star Wars Celebration 2020 out to 2022. We have our new tickets. I've been charged for them, so it we'll be out there August 20. I'll have to look up the exact dates. If you just look up Star Wars Celebration 2022, we will be in Anaheim for those days. Kara, Chris, myself. Plus, I probably have to order a toddler ticket.
Nope, I don't think you would need one.
5
for
and
him.
under are free, probably.
Leave my grandma's house.
Wait, your grandma lives in Anaheim?
No.
No.
Oh,
his
leave the
grandma's-
child with grandma.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm sure we have lots of like willing
Man,
babysitters.
I mean that'd be a struggle for me, I think.
You think so?
Gabe, if you wanted to just set somebody loose on some drawings, I'm interested to see his interpretation of Jeremy and Kara.
No way.
He said that Frankie's an awesome digital artist. Not like if
No way!
anything he wants to mess around with, I'm interested in looking at. Do you remember the
Oh,
chibi
man.
Jeremy I made?
Yes.
I was learning how to use Illustrator, and I drew Jeremy as like a little anime child.
Oh man, what did I do to deserve?
Brad says babies are free.
Oh, they are. Okay, got it.
Well, I'll take 3.
So yeah, it'll be, and then so like we're going to Disneyland if they're ever open. I am so mad that
Aren't they
Disney
transferring our Disney
After dark.
Disney
they
After Dark?
haven't talked about that because I don't like Disney World is open, but Disneyland isn't,
Right.
and so.
Well, you
Because
would
California has more stringent.
Yeah, I
health
know.
stuff.
You
I just
would
want my
think that-
Dole Whip. I never got yet. And Brad's going to take us to where it is.
Please, yes. Please, yes.
Adam says, get the Mando's babysitting list. It doesn't take long at all to get results.
Seriously, it's just like walking to a stranger's house. Hey, watch the kid.
You just go take a nap in the hammock in the car, kid.
Right.
We'll leave the door open, too. I was complaining about that. This isn't a spoiler. Every episode, he leaves the stupid door open
Right on
the
ramp
ship.
on
And
the
it's
ship.
like, this ship is probably worth like at least 2 of my cars. And I don't leave my car door just swinging wide open.
Right. Well, that's how we crack the joke. That's how you get Jawas.
Yeah.
You leave the door open. That's how you get Jawas. Nobody wants Jawas.
Oh, my goodness.
So Thanksgiving just went by. This is just a little bit of it too. We were talking about holiday stuff, and I busted Kara. I came in and there's a giant sack of peanuts, unroasted, unsalted, or were they roasted?
They were roasted.
Roasted, unsalted peanuts. And I said, Kara, you know I like salted peanuts. Why did you get unsalted? And she goes, those aren't for you. Those are for the squirrels. So she gave the squirrels a Thanksgiving. So on Thanksgiving Day, I had to bring outside corn on the cob, peanuts, and pumpkin for the squirrels. We had blue jays visit the yard. Apparently they love peanuts. We had like 5 to 7 squirrels that were running around like crazy. We had like ravens and crows and everything just flying around. We had animal Thanksgiving.
It was wonderful. They were so cute.
It's like the beginning of a Disney movie.
Oh,
And the little
man.
squirrels, it was funny. They'd grab the peanuts and then they'd go dig in the snow a little
Yeah,
bit.
they'd
and
bury 'em.
They'd bury the peanuts in the snow.
It's like I'm gonna be mowing next year, and it's gonna.
Just machine gunning nuts out of the
Yes,
mower.
they buried him everywhere, and it's like, why do they bury him? They're never gonna find him again.
They're squirrels. It's what they do. They're so cute, though. I love them.
Brad says, obviously, you just need to make a Mando baby pod.
Oh,
Exactly.
If repulsor technology existed.
we can't talk about that either. Can't talk about the Mando baby pod.
Tiffany says, I'll watch the child for you.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Well, I know. Tiffany was so awesome. She drove all the way up here to spend one day with Kara and then came on the podcast and then drove all the way home.
Yep.
That's how awesome Tiffany is.
And admitted to committing a litany of animal
it was
crimes.
so adorable how she
Little
did
pet
not.
raccoons
Well, she did
and
not want to be a
stuff.
criminal. The thought of being a criminal just made her really sad. Oh, jeez.
What
Wow.
are you doing?
I was
over
hanging up
there?
a tool that fell off
Good grief.
because we built a tree in the wrong order. First we put the candy canes on, then we put the tools on, and
Then
then
we decided we needed lights, so we sent Ryan to get lights.
Yeah. It looks good.
so we had to take everything back off, put the lights on, and then put everything back on. That's just the way it rolls. But
This is the way.
Adam says the design should be Kara as a rebel pilot and Jeremy as Dark Helmet.
oh, that would be. I was really loving it until it was Dark Helmet. I do love Spaceballs for what it's worth.
I've
It's
never
funny.
seen Spaceballs.
Yes, you have.
Nope, I
Go
have
in the
not.
desert.
We should watch Spaceball. We should
You've
do
watched
We
it.
should do a great and terrible of Spaceballs.
Somebody asked for that. I want to say.
James wants to know if we've seen the video of the drunk squirrel. I'm sure there's many
The
of them
one
out there.
where he's eating pears?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
No, you showed it to me.
Me? Wow. I don't remember that one. I
Wow,
remember the
Ben
squirrel.
Stein.
Somebody puts a sack of nuts in
Tiffany
a,
says, "I'm not a criminal.
allegedly.
You're not a convicted criminal."
Innocent until proven guilty.
Precisely.
I saw a video of somebody put nuts in a clay pigeon shooter. And then the squirrel gets in there, and then they launch the clay pigeon scooter, and
Pigeon.
the squirrel goes flying. But
Poor fatty.
well, he was fine. Mark Rober did a video where he launched squirrels.
He didn't
Yeah.
launch them as far as a clay pigeon launcher would launch it.
No, clay pigeons are light and they are aerodynamic. Squirrels are not aerodynamic. They're not as light as a clay pigeon.
Brad is just quoting Spaceballs.
Oh, funny.
The first video commentary for Patreon is the Spaceballs episodes. Yeah, see, look at that. Adam, brilliant.
Totally brilliant.
Yep.
Except Kara's seen it. We'd watch it and she'd be like,
I swear
oh.
I've not seen it.
It's even better then. You'll come in with a fresh perspective.
Am I gonna like it though?
I see your Schwartz is as
I
big
did
as
not
mine.
like.
Yes.
I did not like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I don't find that possible.
I walked out. Like I didn't walk out. I was watching with friends in college.
Kara's like, I want my money back.
Just gets up and leaves.
Seriously, I did. I was like, I can't handle this, so I just left.
Did you like the Black Knight scene?
That's about where I left. No, I left when they're walking up to the castle and they're going clunk, 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 with the coconuts.
That's like the beginning of the movie.
I don't know that.
Is
It was
that got the
somewhere
killer
around
rabbit
there.
in it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw the holy hand grenade.
I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Have you seen the Black Knight scene?
the one?
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the
part.
funniest thing ever. I
Oh.
love
It
that
was
so
it-
much.
I felt like my brain cells were melting out of my brain when I was watching it.
That is a legit movie. You got to be careful.
Yeah, you're gonna anger the internet.
I also didn't like Shawshank Redemption.
What?
Whoa, Kara's over here. This
Dang.
is a confession.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What other things do you have to admit, Kara?
I don't know. There's a
What
lot
other
of-
mainstream thing don't you like?
I hated Napoleon Dynamite for the longest time.
Do you like it now?
I still don't.
I
like
haven't
Napoleon
watched
Dynamite.
it. I haven't watched it in years, so I don't know.
So
I have
he-
to rewatch it.
I think to me, like, here's the difference between Napoleon Dynamite and Monty Python, right? Like, both of them have like weird senses of humor, but Napoleon Dynamite is just like weird, dumb.
Yeah.
It's just like random, like tater sauce.
Yeah.
Whereas like Monty Python stuff is like it's incredibly subversive and dry.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're just watching it expecting like a normal movie, it's not gonna hit you right. But if you're looking for people that are just like totally like just trying to twist everything about making a movie and like doing a send up of the story that everybody knows and like that really dry British humor, it's phenomenal.
Well,
See, I don't know if I'm a dry British humor kind of girl because I don't like It Crowd either. Or
the
whatever
IT
it is.
crowd,
IT
that's
crowd.
amazing.
Oh,
See,
it's
I
so
can't
good.
stand that either.
So
It's dumb.
funny. It is not dumb.
Dumb. It's
No,
brilliant.
they get stuck outside, and there's a bomb outside, and the robot that goes to repair it breaks down, and the IT crowd comes out, and they're like, "Oh, it's Windows, or whatever." And so it's like won't work because it
It's
runs
just-
on Windows.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
He has the phone.
Yeah,
and
drops
on it-
iPhone in the
well, he's got the one though where the recording says, have you tried turning it on and off again?
Oh yeah.
Well, that and at work, everyone comes to me for computer problems, and my first freaking response is always, have you tried restarting it? Because that solves so many problems. You have no idea. That's such a good show. Or the fact, like, Jen wants to buy these high heels that won't, like, she's in love with these shoes, but they won't fit her.
Yeah.
But she still wears them anyways. And so she, like, her foot gets stuck in them, and her messes up with her whole day. Or they start a computer on fire, and the boss is on his way, and they make it a screensaver.
I watched that one, and it's just, no.
The first boss is my favorite. The season 1.
Yeah, I like
him.
both of them for different reasons.
But when he just walks out the window and just and falls to his death.
Good Lord.
Oh, I love the IT guard. Did you like Top Secret with Val Kilmer and that type of humor? I know it's a German.
Okay.
He's right over there.
It was okay.
And they're playing tic-tac-toe with the windows, and
it was okay.
the one guy jumps on the hand grenade, and then everybody else flies up. Oh, man.
Adam says he didn't like Monty Python, but he did enjoy Spaceballs. So the thing, like, Spaceballs is just straight up making fun of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You'll get all the jokes.
Okay.
And Rick Moranis is hilarious.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one in this world that doesn't like Monty Python. Thank you, Adam.
They do have a very specific, like, if you don't like dry humor, it's not going to be, you know, the most brilliant part, if you turn on the commentary, it's a completely, it's not not commentary, the subtitles. It's like the script for, like, Romeo and Juliet or something. It's a completely different thing, and it's just brilliant, and it's hilarious.
I don't know.
I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like, yeah, it's just totally different. Gabe says this confession has just been recorded.
I know. I want to know what other pop culture mainstream things, Carrie, you don't like. I don't know. Coke or Pepsi?
Well, while you're
Doesn't
thinking,
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Brad says that he wants to force you to watch 5 hours of the Eric Andre show.
The what?
The Eric Andre show. He's like a very subversive late night, like, talk show host, but it's just like, it's all absurdist. I love it. But
I've never even heard of it.
Well, make Kara watch.
Yeah, you can just pull up a clip and then you'll hate it. But
well, she's got to watch 5 hours of it.
Yeah.
Brad, don't make me watch 5 hours. Please.
You have plenty of time coming up.
I mean, it's true. I will have plenty of time.
Yeah, so Adam says, dry British humor and their history doesn't match up well sometimes with our culture as Americans. Star Wars, everyone gets.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, like, Monty Python's so good.
I'm trying to think of any other British shows Kara would want to watch. I tried watching, was it
my favorite
Red
British
Dwarf?
show? The Great British Bake Off.
That
okay, if it wasn't
count.
for Paul Hollywood's recipe book.
Although, do you know the guy that they keep locked up in the IT crowd?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the vampire guy.
That vampire guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the hosts on the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, in the newer episodes.
I love him, too. He's
hilarious in Great British Bake Off.
He's, so I watch a lot of, on YouTube, they have full episodes of, they're called panel shows. So it'll be something like, it might be like a quiz show format or something or whatever. They just get, like, comedians to come on and they answer and it's just funny or whatever, right? And he's on, I think it was like something like the Great Big Quiz Show of the Year or something like that. And he's just freaking hilarious.
He's awesome. He's really, really cool.
And so like, and he like tours around on different things. And like, so you start seeing and recognizing all these comedians as you're watching these different shows. They're just doing other things. Like there's a show called Taskmaster where they just get ridiculous tasks. Like you have to order a vegetarian pizza without sauce, without vegetables, and then add pepperoni and bacon to it. And you can't say any of those words. So you have to call the thing and you have to order an extra large pizza. Or something, or it'll be something where there'll be like something inside of a bucket of paint or something, and you have to get the thing out without touching the paint or something. And so it's like just ridiculous tasks. And then these comedians trying to figure out like a hilarious way to do it, but also like whatever. And then like they're assigned points that don't matter at all, and then they pick a winner at the end. But my all-time, a lot of them just like talking about British television. My favorite one is a show called Would I Lie to You? So it's 2 teams of 3. There's a captain for either team that are always there. And then it's 2 guests on either team. And each round, a person gets randomly selected and they have cards in front of them. They have to read this card. And it's either a sentence that's about a completely true story from that person's life or completely made up. Mm-hmm. But that person has to defend it as if it is a completely true story, and the other team has to guess whether or not it's a lie or not. So it'll be something like, It's like, when I was growing up, I was forced to wear a tutu for 2 weeks straight, right? And
Right.
you're like, it sounds completely outlandish and ridiculous, but it could be a true story.
Right.
You know, maybe he was like backpacking somewhere and he lost all his clothes and that's the only thing he had left or whatever.
Right.
So they like cross-examine and everything. It's really, really, really
I've
funny.
seen clips of it. I've never watched full episode, but I've
It's
seen like highlight
great.
clips that get posted.
It's really, really good. Anyway, so it's like, so some of like the best like zingers and stuff in there are like incredibly dry jokes.
Right.
That like the more British TV you watch, the more you get, because it's like I am getting to the point where I can start understanding like references to things that people that are not from Britain normally don't get. But
I think you got a bunch of comments to catch up on too, Chris.
I do like Father Brown, which is a
that doesn't
BBC
count.
show, and Death in Paradise.
Death in Paradise, Sherlock.
Yep. But Death in Paradise and Father Brown are both comedies. Dramedies.
Well, Richard makes that show. Death in Paradise. Richard's my
boy,
spirit
I've
animal.
got some comments.
You have a
was
lot of
gonna say-
comments. They're
Yeah.
blowing up on it.
I was so busy looking at you guys and talking about these
The
TV
comments
shows.
are just like bing, 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 bing.
So Adam says, to be fair, without Coca-Cola, Ghostbusters doesn't exist due to them owning Columbia Pictures in 1983.
Oh,
That's why there's so many
really?
Coke labels faced toward the movie, including Tab.
Ha!
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Tim and Eric's awesome show. Good job. It's solid. Like, there's some good sketches. There's some not so good ones. Whatever. It's like anything else. Like, if you think about only the great moments in like Chappelle's show is the best show ever.
Right.
But there's some clunkers in there.
Right.
But I enjoy it. Like, incredibly satirical and like subversive. And that's the type of stuff. Like, I like smart jokes.
Right.
And that's why. Like,
Are you saying I'm stupid, Chris?
No, I
I'm just kidding.
like the reason why I laugh at my jokes is because I think I'm being clever, and sometimes I know that I'm not, and that makes it even funnier to me. But there's cleverness is very appreciated in British humor, and that's something that I appreciate. Adam also says TikTok has a challenge where you're to go order one French fry at a drive-thru, not a single order, but a single French fry. That might be interesting. Oh, yeah, Sherlock, obviously, like, huge.
Sherlock's amazing.
I love Sherlock. Benedict Cumberbatch. Heck yeah.
The
love all
Young
the different
Ones,
ways.
classic British comedy. Have you watched The Crown?
I want to watch The Crown. I haven't.
I've
but I
heard
want
really,
to.
really good things about it.
Me too.
Vikings has been my jam right now because of
Oh,
AC
Vikings.
Valhalla.
Yep, all the way. So good.
So what we've learned so far is there's a lot of great television out there.
It's fun. It's fun to see people comment what they love, and like the wide variety of different shows. How much I've watched and how much I haven't seen.
There's a show that I think that both of you would really like because you guys are competitive.
Oh
right?
yeah, a little bit.
And I think I would say that Jeremy's probably better with math, but Kara's probably better with words. If I had to.
Kara's better at everything else but math.
So there is a show called Countdown. Actually, they do he plays Street Countdown in the IT crowd. Morris
Oh
goes in the
really?
garage and he plays a version of Countdown or whatever. So there's classic Countdown, which is like just a regular whatever, and then there's a version called 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown, where the I don't want to say like crew or whatever, but like the people who appear in this panel show called 8 out of 10 Cats does a funnier, goofy version of Countdown, and they have other comedians on and stuff. And basically the way the game works is there's a host, and then they alternate rounds of doing word unscrambling and math, right? And it's hear me out. So and then it alternates teams who picks like the letters and stuff. So like the first round will be like a word unscramble thing. So you pick consonants and vowels until you have 9 letters, right? Then you get 30 seconds to make the longest word you can make, right?
Oh.
And then you can only submit one word, and if it's wrong, you don't get any points or whatever. So it's like it's risky. It's like if you have you have a good 5-letter word, but maybe this is a real 6-letter word, you want to risk it or not for that extra point, whatever.
Right.
And then the math rounds, 5 numbers, I believe, 5 or 6 numbers are picked, and you can either have a small number 1 through 9, or you can have a large number which is 25, 50, or 100. And then using multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division, you have to try and get to a target number. So it's like you have to sort of like cleverly do math to try and get to a thing, and it's
Ew.
it's
I'd love that though. But I mean, then you got some PEMDAS going on there. You got to get the order of operations right.
Yeah, well, it'll be basic stuff. Like if you have to get to like 729, and then you have
Right.
some letters or whatever. And so it's like, okay, well, take like 10 minus 3 to get 7 times 100 to get to 700, and then add 4. You don't need to use all of the numbers. You just have them available.
Got it.
And you can do any operation you want to.
Oh, I see.
That does not sound enjoyable.
No, that is awesome.
Jeremy's like, yes.
We should
I'm
play
like,
that instead of Quiddler.
So
No, I like I prefer
No.
Quiddler.
You
So
know
if
what
you're
Quiddler
little-
is, Chris?
I do not.
It's a word game that we play. It's like a family holiday tradition over at Kara's house. We'll play it on holidays. So you just get dealt letters and you have to make words with it.
Okay.
The problem is
Jimmy Carr is hilarious, by the way, James.
it takes too long to get through all of, like, everyone wants to make the best word possible and blah blah blah. So we'd waste way
So
too much time
my
playing
family
it.
will sit and look through the dictionary to see what. Like,
That's why you need to have a timer.
I
Yeah.
agree. We need to have a timer. But now the math one.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Well, so that's the thing too, is like you get 30 seconds for every round, right?
Got it.
bananagrams.
No, Kara wins every time. Never play bananagrams with
Bananagrams
Kara.
is where it's at.
Ridiculous game.
Amazing game.
Gabe said you should watch Last Kingdom if you're into Vikings. This is like the 30th recommendation we've had for
Yeah.
Last Kingdom.
Everyone says The Last Kingdom. I can't believe it.
It's the view of Vikings from Athelstan's.
Like,
Athelstan.
give us a little bit of a synopsis, Gabe, on it. I've heard it's like Vikings from a different point of view. It's from like Athelstan's point of view or something.
All right, and then while that's happening, Adam says Doctor Who's the only British show that I really enjoy. I thought it was going to be challenged by Black Mirror, but nah. I like Black Mirror a lot.
I enjoyed Black Mirror.
Um,
It's really
but-
heavy, so you can only watch like 1 or 2 episodes.
yeah,
at
it's like it's a show
time.
that you want to binge, but you really can't because you feel so crappy at
Yep.
the end of it.
But that's almost how Vikings has been. It's like no one's really truly ever happy in that time frame. Like their life sucked. Plain and simple.
Yeah,
So much
I'd like to
backstabbing.
find a way for us to play like a version of Countdown or something because I think it'd be really fun.
Oh, I like the math. At first, when you were describing the math, I thought you could just use any numbers you wanted to get to the target number.
Yeah, no, so you
gotta
pick
use
numbers. So at the beginning of either round, you're either picking letters or you're picking numbers.
Got it.
You know, and then so they'll, you know, it's like there's some strategy involved. Like obviously you don't want to pick all consonants
Right.
or whatever, or like you don't. And like some of the funny moments when they're just sort of like randomly picking letters and it just spells out like an 8-letter word for you.
Oh, that is funny.
But then there's usually some sort of like random in the 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown version of it. There's some random like bonus round where this recurring comedian guy just like shows up. He's like kicked off the show, but he keeps coming back because he's like angry at them and does some weird thing and challenges them, and they can earn like bonus points. And then at the end, there's like a final countdown thing, which is like a really really hard 9-letter word that you have to unscramble. It's fun.
Speaking of Last Kingdom and Vikings and stuff, I know Gabe has been playing the story and Valhalla, and then some other people of the Latin Operation Forces have been playing through like map exploration and stuff. But I want to say I have gotten Excalibur and Thor's hammer, so I'm just saying it's awesome. I'm dual wielding both. I've got hammer in one hand and Excalibur in the other. Vikings awesome.
I'm surprised you're worthy.
Kara, you have to get these 12 tablets, these stone tablets, to prove your worth, and then it'll let you pull it. And then with Thor's hammer, you have to wear his armor. Once you have all of his armor, you can pull pick up the hammer. And then where they put the hammer is really cool. It's like cut into the side of a mountain, so it did fall from the sky and everything, and it looks like an asteroid would have hit. But Kara's got the wolf, so
I do.
she has
Haiti.
got the wolf mount. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. It's so cool riding the thing. It's huge. My gosh, that thing is massive. Like,
It's like horse sized.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but it's a wolf.
easily.
It's super cool.
Dang.
it's a dire wolf. Because
Yeah.
when, like, if you look at the description of it when you go to buy it, it says something about the wolves had been around for however long and gives you the kind of this backstory about them. It's really cool.
Just pretty cool.
Nice.
But I only have about 40 hours of playtime into Valhalla, I think.
I'm done. I beat it.
Yeah. So, but you were
With 41 hours in.
Yeah, right.
72.
It's good. It's a good
He's
game.
got a lot
It's
of hours into
fantastic.
So
Excellent
Gabe says The Last Kingdom is based on the Saxon stories novels of Bernard Cornwell, retells the story of King Alfred the Great and his desire to unite the many separate kingdoms into what would become England.
Got it. Got to deal with all those
That's
pesky
cool.
Vikings invading, though.
Brad said that's what she said. I wonder what that was.
The huge wolf thing. It's really, really big. Yeah. It's like massive. It's
huge.
huge. Yeah.
I'm so bad at remembering what people have just said.
Oh, I put it together. I was going to say it while she was saying it. That's why the...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you and Brad.
Yep.
You and Brad.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
All right, so let's talk about some Star Wars. I think.
You want to do Star Wars leaks first, or do you want to
do Star Wars leaks, but pull them up because most of them are going to be about the Bando.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Weird. Chat just reloaded for some reason.
Oh.
So hopefully people can chat. I
wonder why chat reloaded.
I don't know. I tried hitting the thing for Star Wars leaks and it didn't work. Oh, there we go. Now it's like horse sized. That's what he was.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Dongs.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so below the Star Wars leaks thing, Adam says, have you guys talked anything about this week's Mandalorian? I have something that I want to know your thoughts on. We're going to get to that in just a minute. We're going to do Star Wars leaks real quick.
And then we're going to talk about Mando.
Which
then we're going to talk about Mando, so Brad,
of the leaks
hide.
are going to be... It's going to be all...
Leaks are going to all be, Mando.
I'll skip past spoiler stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad that I didn't have this up. Woo! There's today I effed up that's not safe for work.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Awesome.
No,
awesome.
no. I don't want to post.
Post the podcast.
We probably should.
I can't wait. But yeah, we're going to give Brad the sign, which will be this. And then we'll wave like this when it's safe to come back, Brad. Or if you have to leave, I understand. But we're going to talk about Star Wars leaks first. Yeah.
We'll have to come back to this leak when we're doing the spoilers.
Okay, all right. Good luck finding one, Chris. That's not... The arm has been removed. So this isn't a spoiler, Brad. There was an arm that appeared in an episode of Mandalorian, and it became a viral meme for the week. People were doing Lego sets of it. They already fixed it.
Yeah, they digitally removed it.
It's digitally removed. So that has been fixed. That is gone. All right. So there's that. I know that for sure.
They should have just left it.
Oh my gosh!
They
there's nothing that's not a spoiler
for Mando.
Oh, hold on. I'm probably not sorting by the right. I think I'm just on today.
It's gonna all be
top
Mando. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
Well, you never know. Top of the week. Okay, here we go.
Do you guys like Lego Yoda?
Look at his little sparse hairs in the back.
So Chris says, I'll bring this in here quick. Chris says that this looks like somebody hit the back of his head with a weed whip. He's got his old man hairs and everything there.
It's just very poorly done, I think.
Didn't do him justice. I like the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from the front.
His eyes are really creepy, though.
Staring into your soul, I am.
We finally got it on sale. Any leaks, Chris, that we can talk about?
No.
All right.
Okay, so Star Wars leaks is going to be part of Spoiler Town. So, okay, we're just moving into spoiler territory.
Anybody who has not seen this episode, Brad?
Episode 5, Chapter 13.
We are going to be talking in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now in Mando terms. So, Chris, you have the leak, and then you got to get back to chat to see what somebody had a question for.
All right, so real quick, they have there's an insignia of the 7th Fleet on the HK-87 droids.
I saw that one. That came across my feed.
Those are 87s?
Yeah.
It's HK-47. That's from the Old Republic.
Yeah, but it's still HK.
It is still an HK. I was wondering because I was like, I don't see any HKs that I recognize, but...
So Jeremy had pointed this. Jeremy and I both saw this. Possibly Morai in Chapter 13.
Yeah,
I was
that
right.
was cool.
I was right.
Well, yeah, they go to the front view and it's a white bird. It was Morai, 100%.
Why can I not find it? Okay, so the thing that I saw that I was like, holy crap. So that they had to intentionally shorten the Laku so that Rosario Dawson could actually move in them.
I'm sorry.
Make it work, designers.
Make it work. Like.
Oh, here it is. They're perfectly certain that they would be the appropriate size for her with consideration for stunts and movement.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that was the case. We'll talk about that in a
I'm just a
once
little bit salty about it. I mean,
we can found on it or whatever.
Just
Oh, no, not top all time. Oh, my goodness. I'm really just failing here. Okay, so then there's some officially released stills of Ahsoka. So Ahsoka appears in this episode. Discuss.
Right. All right. We'll go back to chat. Somebody was going to comment on something they wanted to hear. I want to hear what they specifically ask first, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so Brad says he's got us muted.
okay.
Gabe says another page from Puerto Rico spoiled this week's episode for Star Wars fans literally yesterday morning with a picture of you-know-who.
Yeah.
Yep, muted, okay. So, yeah, Adam, anything you want to toss into
Okay, yeah. Anyways,
chat?
Adam, anything you want to toss into chat, put in there, and then we'll talk about it. Do you have any more leaks, Chris?
Yeah, so the Thrawn name drop, which you guys were like...
That blew our mind, yeah.
I'm aware of who Thrawn is, but I haven't gotten into the part where it's like a big deal yet.
Thrawn, I think, is my favorite villain.
I want to talk about Thrawn then, too, for a second. But
Like, Thrawn is so freaking clever, and just like, I mean, I don't know. He is.
Well, I have a bunch. I can talk about all of it.
The Thrawn books are great. Thrawn in Rebels is great. So, I'm excited to possibly see him in the show. Even if it's not in this one, and it's like a spin-off, a Ahsoka spin-off or something, you know?
Yeah, if it's something they're just like setting the stage for him to appear at some point.
Right. Like, I think seeing Boba in the first episode is setting up the Boba Fett TV show.
Who was I talking to about that the other day, too, by the way? I don't know if we're going to see Tamora Morrison again. That might have been...
Not in Mando. I don't think so.
That's kind of a bummer. So they show his armor, and then they show him, you know, and it was just to prove that he got out of the hole, and that was it. Like,
Yeah,
we're not actually
I
going to see
guess.
him again. It's kind of a bummer.
Well, I mean...
What's that called? Continue talking, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm excited. Have they confirmed the Boba Fett Disney
I don't
Plus
know.
show?
I thought it's been off and then on and then off and then on.
Well, were they going to do a movie? Were they going to do a Boba Fett movie?
Well, they were, and then that was
And
canceled
then
because of Solo.
Solo did
because
so
of Solo,
poorly.
in the Star Wars. But okay, well, we'll take it from the top. Mandalorian, episode 13. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. We got to see, and they started off strong. It was called The Jedi, and what I love is that they went right into it. We hit the ground running, and we got to see Ahsoka right away. So I think for anybody getting into The Mandalorian, I know so many people who have pretty much given up on Star Wars, even before the sequel trilogy came out, that just loved the original trilogy. They like nothing else to do with Star Wars, but they love Mando, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know a bunch of people that are like that. Okay?
Yeah.
And so for them, Ahsoka's probably going to be epic. For anybody who's seen all of the Clone Wars and then watched Rebels TV show, it's really hard to fill her shoes. Extremely difficult.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Rosario Dawson did a great job, but the look, there's the one thing that makes her different from a human, and that's her laku. So it was extremely important to get that right, and they've established just such this excellent looking character in Rebels. There wasn't enough. I'm fine with not having her,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The length of her laku drove me nuts.
but the point, there was not enough points. Her head was too rounded off in the back, so the proportions were wrong, but
Well, and like, so as to Gruda's age, their laku grow.
right.
And so they went from Rebels, where her laku are down to like her waist, to suddenly her laku are back to Padawan length, and it drove me nuts.
I mean, I would rather just not have the action and just give us Ahsoka live action and have her look correct or look more like the character that we know. It's such big shoes to fill. I mean, it's really
Well, your
hard.
mom
to bring.
absolutely adored Ahsoka, didn't she?
Well, there's a whole audience of people who will not have any frame of reference or any
No
point.
ties. And I think part of the reason I'm so particular is because I do cosplay as her.
Right. Well, and I'm there when you cosplay it and seen it and seen what you were able to create. But I called it when I said, "Is her movement is why they didn't do it."
And Jeremy, you had also commented, is like she moves the same way that Kara moves when she's cosplaying. It's like the
Oh.
torso rigidity and everything, and like trying
you
to
can
not.
see it. It's plain as day. Yeah,
Well-
you can, like when she's on the roof even and she's like walking, or when she's doing certain stances, her neck is constantly straight. She doesn't have that like snappy, like letting it fly like if you had hair.
Well, here's the thing. They make, and I realize it'd probably be a lot heavier. And I read an article that said that was another reason they didn't make them so big. But silicone, that moves. That's going to bend with you and stuff like that. I want to make my own silicone Laku.
Well, Chris and I talked. The Mando actor is able to keep the helmet on and like has flexibility with with a helmet. I don't know why they couldn't have done a set that gave her that movement. But the actress that played Shakti has come out and said that it is extremely difficult to move with those on. Extremely difficult.
And yet she did it.
That was well for like 20 seconds of screen time. We got some stuff coming in.
Okay,
here.
all right.
So David A says, so does this mean Ezra is going to show up eventually?
That's what I'm hoping, because Ahsoka. Well, we were speculating that maybe Ezra might be the one to train Baby Yoda once once Mando goes
Okay,
to.
so we can call him Grogu if you want.
Grogu.
It's Grogu. I looked at the spelling. It's Grogu.
But they pronounced it Grogu, right?
It sounded like Grogu to me, like with a ooh.
I prefer the child or Baby Yoda to Grogu or whatever it ends up being.
I'll probably still refer to him as Baby Yoda. I'm sorry. I know his name is Grogu or whatever, but it's just going to be habit referring to him as Baby Yoda.
Chris, as you've talked about, when a character has a placeholder name for too long, it just becomes the name.
Yeah,
and
it's
never
like
switches.
naming stuff is an important thing, because if you just put a placeholder on there, that will just become the name.
Right.
And so recently, the Washington football team changed their name from the derogatory term for Native Americans to the Washington football team as a placeholder. It is a terrible name, but if they don't get around to changing it, they're just going to be the Washington football team, which is stupid.
Right.
And like in a very similar way, like even though we're only 13 episodes into this, so like a standard TV series like The Simpsons or something, you're only halfway through season 1, right? So like in terms of like just like number of episodes, they didn't wait a ton of episodes to do it, but it was over a year,
Right. Well,
since he first appeared.
Think of all the merch. There's a Lego statue called the Child. There's the minifig that's literally called the Child on the box. That's called the Child.
The Child.
Yep.
You know, they've waited a year of production, and so all this stuff has come out. It's like the Child, and then the internet has given it the name Baby Yoda. So
here's another interesting thing. So like let's say this runs like 6 seasons. Right. And then so like 10 years from now, after all the seasons, after everything, then people are first like getting into it and everything. The Grogu is gonna be fun. It's just gonna be, that's what he's always called.
Yeah,
you know?
after a while, but
it's gonna kind of be like, because like we're all like, whoa, stupid name or whatever, but like it's like the Darth Vader, Luke's dad thing. Spoilers. 40 years ago, like nobody, like it's just known, right? Like you go into it like knowing some stuff.
But
you know, so it's like if you go through going through later, even if you don't know that's what his name is, by the time you get to that, if you're binging through the thing, which you can get to see episode 13 in a day.
Yeah.
In this, right? It's like you're like, oh, that's what his name is. Cool.
Right.
It's like it's not gonna be such a big deal because they didn't have to go through the wait with the rest of us. So, I'm gonna get to Adam's comment now. We got like a quadrillion messages here. So they talk about the child being 50 years old, and they also talk about how there's much darkness sensed in him by Ahsoka. They also talk about how he was raised on the Jedi Temple in Coruscant. Does that mean that he's around during Anakin's murderous spree?
Yes.
The age is right at this takes place after Return of the Jedi. Does he have PTSD from this, and is this why he is so dependent on the Mandalorian?
So there's a lot to unbox there. I want to talk about all that stuff. So I read an article, and this is just a hair of a tangent. I read an article, and it said, does the Mandalorian have room to grow? Because there's all of these other things, and that's why I was worried about them decanonizing and just hitting stuff, because they already did that once when they bought the rights. They decanonized all the books.
Yeah, everything.
Fresh.
So yeah, it became legends.
But stuff has come out since then. The Ahsoka book, for example. So I'm afraid they're going to hit that with the decanon stick because there's really good stuff in it, but it might not fit into this this room that they have to work in. So Rebels has come out, and they've written a couple books. And in one of the books, they talk about how Kanan, who's a main character in the Rebels TV show, actually asked Obi-Wan when he was a Padawan if the beacon that Obi-Wan's teaching a lesson about how the beacon goes off and it calls all the Jedi back. Kanan in class says, could that ever be reversed to keep all the Jedi away? And Obi-Wan's loved the question because he said he never thought about it that way. Then when Anakin and everything happens in Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan sets the beacon to say stay away. So that was really derived from Kanan. So that was like something they kind of retconned into one of these books, right? So now we know Kanan was at the Jedi Temple, and now we know Baby Yoda or Grogu was at the Jedi Temple at the time, which I think is really cool that they tied in, but it starts to paint him into like a box of plausibility. But I don't think they would do it unless they had a plan. So the question is going to be, and I think they're going to answer it, who smuggled Baby Yoda out of the temple? And I think that
if it's Obi-Wan, I'm gonna be real mad.
I think that's
he's the patron Jedi saint of smuggling children out.
He's the catch-all to
Leia, Luke, Grogu, and if you're a child, Obi-Wan got you out of there. Except for the one that Anakin killed. Obviously.
Or maybe it was Yoda. I mean, maybe it was Yoda, because we see Yoda drop down the duct after he fought Palpatine and lost, and then Bail Organa picks him up. But there could have been something he did between there, like he blasts him off in that baby pod, that travel pod. But I think they're gonna talk about it. I think they're gonna go on top of the mountain, and you're gonna learn a little bit more of the backstory. So it'd be cool to see where that goes. All right, so that's that. So now we know Grogu got smuggled out of the thing. I want to go back to talk about Ezra. I want to talk about Thrawn. The reason why Thrawn was really cool is he was very well developed in Rebels. Rebels did him awesome. He's got books. He's got pre-legend books or legend books. He's got post-legend books.
Canon books.
3 really, really good canon books that have come out. And then, but he is awesome in Rebels, okay? So we have this awesome character, Fulcrum, who now is going after Rebels. And what happens, I'm not going to like spoil it, but Thrawn and a couple characters go missing more or less at the end. And we see Ahsoka at the end of Return of the Jedi in the Rebels TV show. At the end, so basically only a year or two before what we saw on Friday.
Yeah.
We know she's still around, and she's looking for Ezra. And I think that, so somebody that, by bringing up Thrawn, and that woman knows where he is, if Thrawn's alive, that means that Ezra's alive. And I think that is the direction they were going to go. But again, we have to remember there's a bunch of people who watch The Mandalorian who don't watch any of this other stuff. So is Thrawn just meant to be sitting there for people who, are like, are they going to do a spinoff? Do they expect you to go back and watch?
Yeah, are they just setting up threads for like 10 more series?
Right.
Are they doing a Bo-Katan series and a Boba Fett series and a Thrawn series and a whatever?
I'd be okay with it.
All those characters, though, could fall under a blanket Ahsoka series. Like, you could cast a blanket out and call it the Ahsoka series. All those characters fit in there, for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But to bring it up, Thrawn, and the reason, I just saw something where I thought this was super. Was it Vikings in a way? It might have been Vikings. So here's what I thought was really cool. Thrawn's obsessed with cultural art. And before he attacks somebody...
Egbert collects
he studies
Roman
art. And so one of the kings in Vikings studies Roman art to learn battle techniques, the way that the people lived. That set a bar, because Roman culture disappeared out of England when they left. And there was great advancements that they had brought with them. They had, like, the Roman baths. They found hot springs and made them into baths. These kings used them, but they didn't know anything about them. These people at the time, they didn't know. So these Romans left all this beautiful, like, they talk about the art, like he didn't know that level of artwork could exist when they see these leftover paintings, and it like gives them something to aspire towards. So it reminded me a lot of the way that Thrawn was in Star Wars, and to be able to make
it's almost like using archaeological techniques. So it's like we derive our history from our archaeology. There's very few things that are just like directly written down. It's like, this is the way that it was.
Right.
You divine it from like finding the pottery and the paintings and the this and the that or whatever. So it's like in a sort of connected way, he's using archaeology to
like reverse engineer. But he finds, and so the thing is, Roman stuff was frowned upon at the time Vikings was taking place because it was all considered pagan. And this is a big time of Christianity, so it was like wrong to even research anything that was pagan. And so he finds a monk that can read Latin, and he has them transcribe battle plans.
Are we going too far down a side rabbit hole here?
Well, so was Thrawn.
Okay.
But yeah. So it's just interesting, it reminded me of Thrawn. So we
just have a bunch more comments coming in.
Okay, well, read some of them off.
I don't want us to go too far off topic on something else. David Wallen asked, how do we feel about the child having a name? No, we kind of touched on that. I'm fine with it. Jeremy hates it.
Yeah,
I don't like the name.
I said it's gonna take me for a while to get used to it. That's all that there is to it.
Yeah, and I think it's just an adjustment period. Like I knew once they didn't name him by the end of season 1, people were gonna be really angry that he didn't have a name.
But Grogu's kind of an ugly name.
I guarantee you, a lot of people probably put thought into picking a name before they came up with that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
They did something that stood out. They probably wanted it to be something a little bit controversial, so that it's the whole thing that everyone's talking about. Like,
that's true.
There's intent behind everything that people do.
Yeah.
Adam brings up, they talk about Ahsoka not being able to train the child, and many are speculating that's because she's not a Jedi anymore. I agree completely with that. Mm-hmm. Jeremy was even tried to call a shot on it, saying that she's going to say, I'm no Jedi. He was like, I need to bring this to a Jedi, because she says I'm no Jedi in Rebels?
In Clone Wars.
In
No, in Rebels.
It's not Clone Wars.
Sorry, Rebels.
Because
Vader challenges
says,
on revenge.
Yeah, revenge is the
Not the
Jedi way,
way,
and she's like, I am no Jedi.
Yeah, so in that same way, because like she has lost faith in the Jedi Order, so maybe she does. Maybe it's not even a matter of capability. She just doesn't want to follow the Jedi way.
Right.
Well, I know we talked about it on Friday, and it seems like there's maybe a little bit of like she saw Anakin go down the wrong path, and sensing the fear and darkness or whatever inside Grogu. She was afraid that maybe that might happen again.
Yeah, and she says that. She's like, I've seen it happen before to the best of us.
Yeah.
Apparently Anakin was the best of us. I don't know.
Again, I told you, I love it. When I was talking to Derek went back through and watched the movies from start to finish. Favorite character, Anakin. There's got to be something there. People like Anakin. That's even just seeing...
He's so whiny.
Hayden Christensen.
Clone Wars Anakin's where it's at.
He's one of the coolest characters there is. So okay, let's talk about fear and stuff and Baby Yoda and then not the training, since that's what they're talking about. So she says she doesn't want to train him because there's a lot of darkness, and he's old, right? Yoda didn't want to train Luke because he was too old. Well, too old he is, blah, blah, blah. Grogu is definitely starting to get to the age where for his species he would almost maybe be too old. I don't know. I mean, he is 50.
Well, somebody did a comparison. They said if you based it off like,
Humans?
dog years, human years and stuff like that. Dog years, it's 7 years for every human year, whatever. If you go by it, Yoda, you would consider like a 90-year-old man, right? Would you compare?
So by a factor of 10. So really he's
like 5 years old.
Yeah.
When he was 900, he was acting like he was 90.
Yeah, no, I buy that.
So there's a factor of 10. But okay, so here's what I think is interesting. I don't know where the show is going to go. All I know is that the show is called Mandalorian, and I like the bounty hunter style that they've provided us so far. In season 1, he's got to do things. He's got to go get Grogu. He's got to go, he gets the fish guy. We see him do stuff. In this season, he has to do like an Uber. He has to deliver somebody from another planet, right?
Space Uber.
That's something that bounty hunter would get paid to do. They get paid to do things, right? And so we know the story has gone to, he's on a mission. The direction they've given us after season 2, when the armorer said you got to reconnect him with his kind. Mm-hmm. That's the only direction the show has truly had all of season 2. So Ahsoka is now pointed to him to go take him to a mountaintop and let him decide his future. Well, it's kind of fun because they could quit that reconnecting with the Jedi storyline if they so chose to at that time.
Yeah, and then pick it up in a different series.
And they can pick it up somewhere else
in the
or do
Ahsoka
something
series
else with it. But there's plenty of room for this to go a different direction. We could wrap up. We could get into more Moff Gideon stuff. We could get into more Darksaber stuff. Or those Snokes, like...
Well, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, too, because, like, up to this point, people that have only watched The Mandalorian, they're like, so they only have it through the Mandalorian's perspective of how the Mandalorian should act.
Right.
And then Bo-Katan shows up, and then it's like this completely different side of Mandalore, a different perspective. So maybe his journey is to figure out, like, because he only knows the one way. This is the way.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, so does the series move beyond Grogu and all of that, and explore more about Mandalore culture, more about what it means to be a Mandalorian, and which I'd be really excited about, because then it doesn't mean they're just throwing away Moff Gideon for Thrawn or something.
Right.
That, like, he is, like, the big bad, and because he has the Darksaber, he has a claim to the throne of Mandalore and to be in control and everything. And how does this work out with all that? And I think there's plenty of interesting territory left to cover, plus anything to decide to just make up.
Well, I'm curious to see, like, what if Grogu gets to the top of that mountain and he wants to be a bounty hunter? Like, what if we have That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know where they could go. Those two could become a little bounty hunters together.
A Force-using bounty hunter?
I love the scene where he's got him in the pocket and the guy's like, what's that? Good luck. You know, like, it's awesome. So he might not want to be a Jedi. We just assume because he's got the Force that he's going to be a Jedi and he was reconnected. But the direction of the show could change at the next episode when we go to the mountain. Mm-hmm. I do love that they didn't take all season to get to see Ahsoka. And I don't think we're going to see any more Ahsoka this season. I think that's it.
I don't think so. It seemed like there was closure there.
And I don't think we're going to see any more Boba Fett. I think that's it too. I think they just did that as a fan service to say he made it out of the pit.
Yeah, and especially since he got the Beskar spear.
Right.
I think that's setting up for him to be able to take on Moff Gideon.
Right. Yeah. To be the melee weapon versus the melee weapon because he's only got blasters.
Yep.
So, and I bet you, I wonder if we're going to see something happen with the dark saber and Beskar steel or something. Like, does it cut through it or what happens to it?
That would be interesting if that was the only thing that could cut through Beskar.
You know, and then
But the lightsaber holds up against the dark saber, so...
That's true.
Well, we'll see.
There's something specific about the way that the darksaber is constructed, right?
Doesn't talk about it really.
Okay.
Don't they talk about it a little bit in Rebels?
In Clone Wars, it would be in.
No, that's in Rebels too. Once Sabine.
Well, it's in Clone Wars, or in Rebels. But I don't think they talk about the history.
I think all they say, like, as much as I remember from the Clone Wars, they say that it was constructed by a Mandalorian to help fight against the Jedi. So it wasn't something that was specific. It wasn't like all the other things where you go on your journey into the ice cave and find your crystal and bond with it and whatever. It's just like they constructed this and that's why it's the way that it is.
Right.
Gabe says, how would an evil Grogu look, that weird mini Sith?
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine his little eyes going yellow and just...
David A says, I think it was the attachment issues that she had a problem with. Yeah, she's been... Every person she's ever cared about, except for Rex, up to this point, has either betrayed or died. Betrayed or died or disappeared.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as she knows, dead. Adam said I watched episode 3 tonight, and I specifically wanted to see the youngling scene, and I could... This is episode 3.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah. Yep. So that the kid who's being confronted... Hold on. Specifically see the youngling scene, and can I just say that the kid who's being confronted had great direction with that fearful step back, best acting in the whole of the prequels. That is a powerful scene. You see the lightsaber go, and he's like...
Yeah.
The instant betrayal. Like, everything that you thought was about the world is just immediately gone.
Oh.
Gabe said, I love the cowboy scene in the headshot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wants to see more Moff Gideon. I think he's going to... Gabe says he thinks he's going to give the spear to Bo-Katan to fight Gideon.
That could be a thing.
So,
well,
that'd be cool because, she's the one who wants to...
Is she going after Gideon? Like, yeah. Where is he? If you have to ask, you already know. Interesting. That's right. So that could be her enemy.
Yeah.
Thrawn, could you... I'm very excited to see.
Well, we know that Gideon is after the child,
they know where
and
he is.
Yeah. So we know that. So it's not that it would just be her enemy, but like there's a couple of angles at which he could be used, and he might be used for both.
Well, their guard is going to be let down when he is on the stone next episode or whatever on the mountaintop. Because I think they're going to go right there. I bet you Gideon will show up and something's going to happen.
That'd be pretty sweet. So, okay, so I'm hoping... I just really want to see Luke make an appearance.
Well, I know, and you said that. And I think the chances are small. It could happen. I've
heard other people left field stuff.
Yeah.
So
I've heard other people speculate that Luke might show up.
They need an IG-11 again. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm okay with IG-12 as long as it's as cool as IG-11.
Super cool.
Is there an IG-12?
No, he's saying...
No, I'm just saying if they just... If they're like, oh, well, he's self-destructed, he's totally dead, whatever. That's fine. Just give me another IG unit.
That's as cool as the first one.
There's like the way he moves and how BA he is. If they were going to clone one thing, instead of cloning Snoke, they should have cloned IG-11.
So he needs to redo the scenes with Kylo Ren, and he's answering to IG-11 sitting there instead of Snoke.
Right.
That would be awesome. Dude, how cool would it have been if IG-11 is the Supreme Leader?
I know.
First order.
That's why I love, if you guys, spoiler alert for the holiday special, the Lego holiday special, I love Ben dancing there, and he's like, Supreme Leader, Supreme Leader. We'll talk about that Supreme Leader thing.
James says, Jar Jar Binks took the child with him. That's why he likes to eat frogs and eggs.
There you go. I wouldn't be surprised.
That would make sense. That would make
that was
sense.
the case.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No.
Like, so you guys had mentioned there's a canon book that he went on to be like an entertainer
It's
for children.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's Aftermath.
It's Aftermath because they have the cutaways.
Yeah, because he goes and he likes to make orphan children happy.
So,
That would make sense.
So it wouldn't be out of character for him to try and rescue some younglings. I missed something in here. Oh God, David A says Jocasta knew smuggled Grogu. I don't know that
I'll
name.
have to look that up. I do not know who that
The name
Jedi
sounds
is.
familiar, but
I'm gonna do a quick Google search. All right, so overall impressions, so I know that at least one person, it's never the same person, but someone's like, this is the best episode of the season so far, or best episode of the series so far, for each of the first 3 episodes. How do you guys feel it stacks up thus far?
it was good. I just had my little beefs with the way they made Ahsoka look. Like her Leku.
Her fighting was really cool. I mean, they did the best that they could. Again, like I said, I thought a lot of things, like she was limited by the costume. It was very rigid.
Oh, she's the librarian.
Oh, yeah.
Something else we did talk about. Ahsoka is a little bit, like, sassier than Rosario Dawson made her seem. So that was my other
Ahsoka was a little too serious in this episode.
This episode, yeah. It's like,
she's a little too serious.
gotta
But
give her a little sass, you
we're hardcore Ahsoka fans here. Hardcore.
Yeah.
But
I realize Rebels Ahsoka has grown up a bit, but she still has that, like, the little sass.
I guess I can't believe that they have actually done it. We now have a live action Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
That has happened,
Yep.
which is really, really cool.
Do you think it would be possible for them to do, like, a CGI Leku? I know you guys talked about it on Friday.
It's 100% doable. It's just whether or not they want to pay the money to do it.
If they do a spin-off Ahsoka, like, her own standalone show.
They got to figure it out.
Yeah.
They got to figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, so James says Jocasta's dead. Darth Vader killed her.
Oh.
So,
Snap.
Yeah, so... Well, she's 1,000,000 years old anyway.
That's true.
I was going to say
Is it possible the records are incomplete?
Ah, right.
I mean, there were so many Jedi we saw escape, like Cal Kestis, Caleb Doom, a.k.a. Kanan.
Yeah, they did a really bad job on Order 66 is what we're coming to find out. Like, everybody survived except for 9 people. Just the only deaths are the ones you saw on screen. Everyone else survived.
That was it, right? It's so funny. The old retcon sticker, just the old, like...
There was, it wasn't this week, I think it was last week, there was some concept art for what Mace Windu would look like if he came back this season.
Oh, that's cool.
Could be Mace Windu!
It could be.
Mace Windu and
Dude,
Grogu. I'd watch that series.
The speculation is there.
Well, I mean,
I've read that this week. Somebody said Mace is coming back, and they're like, no, he's been spoken of nowhere else in canon.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we all know Jedi can stop themselves from falling
Oh, yeah.
too hard.
Luke did an awesome one in the Last Jedi.
Yeah, we just go...
Right on the steps. He's like, boop.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they did it in Freemakers.
Luke is one of the best dang characters in all of Star Wars, though. Oh,
Clone Wars, on Christophsis, I think it's on Christophsis, or is it Geonosia, where Anakin, Kenobi, and Ahsoka jump off a cliff, and they force push Rex off too.
Yeah.
And then they slow
Rex.
him down and then slow themselves down.
Kara said that 10 times during Clone Wars. Oh, poor Rex. Poor Rex. Then there's Rex says, I'm no Jedi, by the way. There's somebody that's like unarmed, and he's like, you can't kill me. That's not the Jedi way. And Rex is like, I'm no Jedi, and he shoves his spear.
Oh
through
yeah,
his-
because wasn't it Trench? A Jedi was going to kill Trench.
It wasn't Trench. It was some slave trader down in a planet.
Oh, that's right. When Ahsoka dresses up as a
slave or whatever.
Anakin's slave.
Yeah. Trench gets killed later on by Anakin. Anakin just in season 7, doesn't he?
I hate Trench.
Yeah, he sucks.
All right, we should probably wrap up the Mandalorian talk so we can turn the audio on and take out our outro. So,
here, let me send
a message.
A message.
Anyway, if you ever want to talk more about Mandalorian, you can send me an email at contact@riseofthepodcast. Right.
Oh,
Jeremy will push it enough one of these days. He'll just get a whole boatload of.
That is it on the
emails.
screen. You can send it to us at that right there at listener mail, and I will check it. And we will also look into getting or posting an official address because apparently maybe somebody
P.O. box.
PO box or just an address.
Only send us cookies.
I will eat them.
Live on the podcast. Spicy cookies.
Yeah. Oh no, not spicy foods. We finally took the death chip out of here.
Yeah.
We still need
That's
to
a Halloween
send.
decoration, not a Christmas decoration.
Gabe, you still have stuff coming your way. So, just saying.
You're so bad at mailing stuff out. That was like a month and a half ago.
Apparently, I'm bad at receiving mail. I shouldn't have trusted this stupid little flag on my mailbox because my invoice has not been responded to yet. How do I know it was delivered? I didn't put it in the mailbox. They're like, do it the old-fashioned way. So,
You have his phone number, right?
I do, yeah.
I'd text him or give him a call.
Yeah. I could probably do that.
And then send a follow-up invoice.
Hey, you owe me money.
Where's my money?
And then I know the Star Wars leaks was taken over by the Mandalorian, but there's I saw some cool High Republic stuff. You know, that book series. It looks like it's going to hit pretty hard next year, so I'm really excited to read that. If you guys don't know anything about, I can't even say it. We'll come back to it. I was going to talk about a character that was announced in Mando, but I can't. But yeah, so it looks like there's some good Star Wars stuff. Mandalorian Season 3 is on track for coming out next October, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same time as everything else, so that's pretty sweet. I'm excited for that. And
What did I see? Something was announced. Some Star Wars show was announced for 2021. I just saw it, and I can't remember what it was. I kind of freaked out a little bit about it.
Was it Kenobi officially
No.
getting a date? No.
It was something new.
While you're thinking about that,
Yeah.
Gabe says you guys also have stuff coming to you once we have an address to send it to.
oh,
We have an address. We just need to send.
I'll send it to Gabe. I'll send it to him.
We,
in email.
We need to get a P.O. box. We need to get our Patreon up and running so we can have some decent internet. Our internet, again, is just going spiraling out of control.
No, Ryan, are you on Wi-Fi?
No, I don't. I've never even connected to the network here.
I'm off now.
Bad Batch TV show.
Oh, I would love Bad Batch. Yeah, that's happening.
confirmed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's happening.
Yeah. It wasn't Bad Batch either. It was. I don't remember what it was. I saw it within the past couple days.
Oh, was it the Boba Fett spinoff that they confirmed? That because that's filming before Mandalorian, but it's coming out after it.
That,
Maybe. I don't know.
I think that's there's so much happening.
I know.
This is the year of Star Wars.
it's always the year.
And
yeah,
we've
right.
said that the past. We said last year.
Yeah,
We said
2019,
this year.
2020. This is the year of Walmart.
Right.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and then just realize that there may be different hosts on for a week or two, depending
I was
on
gonna say we may or may not be here next week.
what goes on with Kara.
Okay, so how would you guys feel about a no-host, brownie-only behind-the-camera podcast? If you want 90 minutes of nonstop opinions.
You can put Han Yoda Shrek in one chair.
I can't believe I keep forgetting to make that stupid graphic.
You got to make that graphic. He's got to end up on that chair over there. I will make that into a shirt. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Han Yoda Shrek, because that's awesome. Put that over there.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we're super excited. You guys will all find out the name soon
Yep.
when he's born. Chris knows.
Grievous.
Ooh, wah, wah, wah.
Yes.
To make a fine addition to my collection.
Whenever he gets in trouble, he just runs and jumps on his tricycle and blasts away.
Right.
Yes.
And then if you have, I'm always open for anything. Like I said, we are going to add some shelves and some more lights. If you have any suggestions or recommendations, send us a message. Send us an email. Send us a message on Facebook.
Yeah, you're the people who have to suffer through looking at this, so
Yeah.
we want it to look a certain way. Let us know.
We want to class it up a little bit, make it look real fancy.
You know what's funny? It's like I have about 90% of the same perspective as everybody else.
Yep.
For you guys, the podcast just looks like me sitting at a computer.
You know, it does. That is a podcast for us. We see this
truly
side
is.
of the room with shelves and orange stuff and Chris,
Storage and Chris and
Foam.
wires and cameras and
air conditioning tables.
What a funny perspective you guys have.
Oh, totally.
James says, I'm just going to call him the child.
I agree, James. It's going to be that way for a while.
yep.
Adam Nori says, Disney Plus taught me a cool new name this last week. May I make a suggestion? Go for it. Oh, Gabe says, oh my goodness. Okay. If you like anime, we have a new section on the page with Chimera.
Oh, really?
I think that's definitely worth checking out. I opened the gateway to you guys being anime nerds.
Yeah. Started with One Punch Man.
That needs more Wookiees per holiday special.
I love even the Wookiees in the Lego Holiday Special were awesome. They just can't celebrate Christmas without Wookiees.
Yep, yeah, it has to be on Kashyyyk no matter what for Life Day.
Yep.
The original holiday special, the Lego holiday special. Sorry, I just bashed my mic.
I love Maz.
Yep. Where's
my boyfriend? So good.
Let's see here.
Chris is scrubbing content.
K2SO Butler.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, coast is clear. We're done talking about spoilers.
We're done. Come back, talk to us about Dole Whip and Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, Dole Whip. I feel like I'd kill for some Dole Whip right now. It just sounds so good.
Whenever you say that, I just think of Bob Dole. Because I know nothing about this Dole Whip.
Is Disney Dole Whip basically the same thing they sell, the Dole Whip they sell at the Dole factory in
We were at
Oahu?
the Dole plantation in Hawaii and had some Dole Whip.
It was so good. Oh.
I just want to go there and have it.
Yep. I do too.
So is there a place besides Disneyland that you guys want to go to?
Legoland?
Like, oh man, that'd be sick.
I can get, you know how many Legos I bought? You get free admission to Legoland with VIP points. And also, Chris, there's a giveaway going on right now each day.
Yes.
Yesterday,
Have you been
today.
doing it?
Yes.
Good.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and I think Monday. You go onto Lego's website, and you can sign up. And every day you sign up, you get a chance to win 1 million VIP points. So that's like $10,000 in free Legos. So
that's pretty sick.
That's enough to buy 8 Millennium Falcons.
That's enough to buy the Lego Ewok Village.
If it was retired. Or if it wasn't retired. Did you know there's a set with more pieces now in the Falcon, and they came out with the Coliseum? You can actually build a
I've
Coliseum
been there.
made out of Legos.
It's beautiful.
Sorry, I was reading the comments. I missed exactly what you said.
There's a Lego Coliseum out.
Oh,
it's got more
okay.
pieces than the Falcon.
So I was just wondering if there was a thing. It's like, I've always wanted to go to Mount Rushmore or Jackson Hole or something.
No, from here on out, it'd be all like overseas vacation for me. Like I would love to go over to Europe.
So there's absolutely nothing in the United States left for you?
You still need to take me to Miami.
It's cool, but I mean, it's no Europe. If I had to go to Miami, Europe.
That's true.
Miami's like a sweaty armpit compared to the class of Europe.
I want to take Jeremy to Italy. Italy's amazing.
James says, since you need to keep the name starting with the J, I like James. That's his...
We're sharing that. His middle name is James.
Yeah. So too late. It's already James.
His middle name is James. Sorry.
That's not. Everybody knows that.
Gabe says every Tuesday and Saturday called Zone Chimera. It's not one of the few things, just one of the few things coming to our page.
Nice.
So dope.
Very
That's
cool.
The GoPro.
I shut it off.
Freaking thing.
Looks like we have a lot of comments. Holy cow.
Oh, I was just like making sure I didn't miss any here.
Oh, gotcha.
We have gotten a lot of comments today.
I love it.
It makes it a lot more fun when we're interacting.
Oh,
with
the
people.
comments
It
are the
does.
best.
The
Our
podcast.
swear word filter caught something on Gabe's most recent comments. I have no idea what you're talking about because it got spam trapped. A few of the things. Oh no, he was correcting to say it's just a few of the things coming to our page. Like there's the Latin Operation Forces on Facebook. They like have everything there.
Yeah.
Just go and check them out. They're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only because they support us and everything, but because they are legitimately awesome creators. They're into all the same dorky stuff that we're into.
Yep.
Absolutely worth checking out. I don't have their logo loaded in here anymore. I did at one point. I was just gonna like.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, you need to put it back in there.
Yeah, I guess we've been going for like an hour and a half.
We're good.
Probably about that time. Oh, where's the outro? All right. Well, if you've made it to this part of the video, you have made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. Throw a like on this video if you want to see more content like this in the future. Comment down below how you feel about Yoda's haircut, or just don't comment any spoilers down below. Just comment anything but spoilers. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video or go live. You can participate just like everybody else today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
may the Force be with you.